Iowa was given 1 penalty point for an Iowa State stall and got 2 riding time points in addition to what we showed you there. 158, that's Earl Harrison. He's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Washington High School. He is a civil engineering student in his academic career at Iowa State. He lettered 3 times in high school for a very fine Cedar Rapids, Washington team, and he's been the regular 158-pounder this year for the Cyclones. His opponent is another Iowa high school product who is just beginning to come into his own, maybe. This is Daryl Weber, a freshman from Don Bosco in Gilbertville, who gave Mike Schick of Ohio State all he could ask for last night and then lost in an overtime. And Earl Harrison is in on the leg to start. And he got the first takedown for Iowa State.
We saw Earl Harrison earlier in the year come up with a big win against Jamie Byrne. Earl Harrison out of Cedar Rapids Wash, as was Jamie Byrne. He beat his old teammate. That was a big win. Byrne ranked 4th in the nation at the time. Now Earl Harrison comes out. He's probably heard in the last couple of weeks on how fast Weber's come on and how good he looks. Maybe he's the kind that really rises to the occasion here at Hilton.
Weber is out immediately. He sat out right away, worked from that position, gets his first point. They're on the edge, 2-1 now in favor of Harrison.
Weber out of Gilbertville, Don Bosco. He was an All-American and state champion twice.
In high school.
One of the better recruits in the last couple of classes.
There's Harrison on that leg again, and he's going to try to bring Weber back in and get the takedown. We'll see how they fight each other off here. The trip. And a takedown. Another one for Harrison.
This is a very important match for Iowa State. They need to get back in it, and they need to get in it now. Here is the leg again, trips backwards and covers both legs. Look at how his arm came around there, covered up for a double leg, and kept his feet in bounds for 2.
So Harrison takes the 4-1 lead here. Again, Don Bosco graduate Daryl Weber goes to that sit position, takes the head, now goes to the stand-up. But he doesn't have hands. Harrison's in good shape there. Out they go with Harrison's riding for, let's see what he has, 25 seconds of riding time.
I'll tell you, this is a big confidence booster for Earl Harrison, and going into the Big Eights, they need this kind of performance at 158, Iowa State does, because they want Earl Harrison to get in there, have a tough Big Eights, and get in there and qualify, because if he can wrestle this way in front of the home crowd tonight, he can wrestle this way at the NCAAs.
Weber again comes out the way he likes to move, starting with the sit-out position.
Weber's got a good offense. He's strong, and he can get in there and go himself, and he can throw you.
We saw him against Ohio State almost beat All-American Mike Schick, and he had him just all but taken down in an overtime, and a great Granby counter from the feet to a double leg try to an attack leg shot by Weber, saved it for him.
Well, right there you saw Weber needed to do what he just did, go on the attack, because Earl Harrison has made all the moves, really, opening up, dropping in on the singles. Right there, Weber was able to make the attack, getting on the legs, but Harrison went off the mat before he could score the 2.
We have a minute left in the first period. Earl Harrison of Iowa State leads Daryl Weber of Iowa 4-2. And Iowa State needs some points because the Hawks got 15-6 advantage in the first 5 weights. The only Cyclone scores, 6 points, came on a fall.
Look,
there's a double leg.
He's in on behind the, he was behind the thighs right there, and Weber did a nice job of sprawling and getting the hips out and avoiding the takedown.
Weber seems to have stabilized himself a little bit on the feet, but he is not yet scoring.
Right now, Earl Harrison's doing a good job of staying inside. Weber really is the one that needs the takedown right now to stay in this match, because Harrison kind of has control of things.
But Harrison is going to have to stay active. There's no question about it. 20 seconds to go in the first period. There's a single leg try by Weber. Can he score before we get to the end of the period? Yes, he can.
That'll kill you. Letting up a takedown with 10 seconds left, that'll hurt you bad. Right now, he needs to score. Earl Harrison needs to come out and score at least 1 just to get the momentum back his way before the period runs out in 9 seconds.
Harrison will have to make a fast move. Goes to a Granby. It's too late. 4-4 at the end of the period. And it will be Weber's choice. That's what happened in recruiting about last year's seniors. According to those who figured it out, Amateur Wrestling News, the Hawkeyes had the best freshman. Well, we saw Lincoln McElravy. He could do it by himself, maybe. Get him up in first place. Iowa State was figured to be 14th. But everybody who gets the blue chip recruiting results, they still have to make them work out.
That's right. And then Iowa's got Mike Mena, a real blue chipper, 4-time state champion from Illinois, in the practice room, redshirting this year, and they've got a great group of freshmen.
And while we say that, Daryl Weber of Iowa just took the lead over Earl Harrison by escaping right as the second period started. It's now 5-4 in favor of Weber of Iowa over Harrison. Harrison had 2 quick takedowns, but he has now fallen behind.
And Weber will just keep coming at you. One thing I think Weber is getting in pretty good condition now. He hasn't been in the lineup until the last few weeks. He's just fresh into the lineup, taking over for Rich Catalona. Pretty good shape, though.
1:10 to go. See, now Weber would seem to have almost taken the mental upper hand here in a way.
Well, he's putting pressure on the head and looking for this snap down, looking for openings so he can lower his level and get in on a leg shot. Look at that. Looking to snap around or whip over a little low-level lateral drop. He can do a lot of things.
But he definitely is controlling the head here. And Harrison, who got those first 2 quick takedowns, is going to have to find the way to another one. But here's Weber in on the leg. Trip.
See, what's changed here is
there's the takedown. 7-4, Weber.
Early in the match,
let's go down, Green.
Earl Harrison was controlling the tie, getting in tight, dropping in on the single. Right here, Daryl Weber gets in on the single leg after controlling the inside game. Now he comes back to his base, cuts across with his arm, and gets the 2 points.
Referee's position here with about 35 seconds to go, and Weber on top. Leads 7-4. He's taken control here in the second period.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Warning against the top man, Daryl Weber.
You got to move. You got to move off the legs and everything.
You heard the reason. He says he wants him to move off the legs.
He just got.
That's Bobby Douglas. His man started out ahead 4-1. Now is behind 7-4. Last 6 points scored by Weber.
As you can see the time countdown right now. It'd be great if Earl Harrison for Iowa State could get out, but it's not going to happen.
Well, Weber is controlling him now. We've come to the end of the second period. 7-4. Iowa's Weber. His team leads 15-6. He leads 7-4. Harrison had his choice. He'll start bottom because if he gets out, he gets a point quickly. But he wasn't able to get out here at the end of the period. Now Weber's going to actually let him go. He says, I'll get you on your feet. 7-5. Daryl Weber of Iowa in the black leads Earl Harrison of Iowa State as we start the third period. 7-5. Iowa has the lead over Iowa State 15-6. 158-pound class. There's the first really good shot that Harrison has taken. He's going to try to bring Weber back in.
Well, what he needs to get this takedown, and if he doesn't get it, he needs to attempt 3 to 4 shots in a row. That's the only way that he's going to beat Weber is if he stays on the attack. Right now, he needs to finish this up.
Stalemate, says Pat McCormick. I can't wait for you guys, he said.
Iowa's been warned for stalling right now, and there's Dan Gable saying, get going. And so the next time it looks like Daryl Weber is backing off, he'll get hit for stalling. But Earl Harrison has to take advantage of it. He needs to be taking shot after shot after shot.
7-5 in favor of Weber, and he's on the attack. Now Harrison again is in on the leg.
He just didn't have
a good counter this time.
That had a lot to do with Earl Harrison not having the power to stay in tight.
Pat McCormick said he had it before he went out of bounds. It's a takedown, and that's a 4-point lead for Weber.
That was real interesting right there. Earl Harrison was in tight, just didn't have the power to keep it.
Now he's down by 4-3 after the escape. On the feet. Harrison in. Good move, and he's now only back by 1.
That time he got in deep, and he was able to cover the hips and finish it.
10-8 after the escape.
That's what he needs to do right now, Earl Harrison. And that's what Weber needs to do for Iowa.
And there is no riding time advantage here. We're in the last 35 seconds.
Takedown would send it into overtime.
There goes Harrison. He scores. 10-10. Now, he doesn't want to let Weber go because
Bobby
Weber
Douglas
will
wants
win.
him to let him go. He wanted him to let him go about 10 seconds ago.
But now it's too late because if he gets out, that makes it 11-10 in favor of Weber. And now the takedown is absolutely essential or Harrison loses.
He's got to go on the attack right now. He's got time for 2 shots.
In on the leg.
Can he get it?
Couldn't get it. He missed it by a second.
He missed it by a second.
Tough match. Won on a last minute escape by Daryl Weber, a talented freshman in the Iowa line.